I don't know.
Well, predictions were made, some fumbles, some scores. Joining us now this morning, you can hear these guys in the back because they're just talking football. They eat, sleep, live, and breathe it. Coach Dunham and Coach Pierucci, they were here last week on Friday to preview the game, and now we have to come back with some predictions. Now, I'm not calling you out, Coach Dunham. By the way, Coach Dunham from West High, Coach Pierucci from Shafter. You said that the Eagles were going to win, but it was because of the Silver Linings playbook.
Yeah, the juju, And I still believe in the juju. And like I was talking earlier, the juju was there in the first half.
Juju also played in the second half for the Chiefs.
Yeah, went to the other side. but it was profitable in the Dunham house in the first half. So let's just go there. So let's go. So that, kind of a win-win kind of deal. But no, in the end of the day, the turnover in the first half, Jalen Hurts there, and then the special teams punt return. Huge.
That's pretty big. Let me first bring up the defense here, because in the first half, that was the only thing the Chiefs had was the defense, because they were able to get that fumble off of Jalen Hurts, right?
Yeah, I mean, you look at both teams, it was kind of, they did the same thing in different halves. It's just the Chiefs came up with it at the end. But you had the Eagles who, I was doing some research on the stuff, and they had such a good defense all year long. But then you look at their strength of schedule, they were 31st in the NFL in strength of schedule. So all of a sudden they go against an offense that can, generate and be consistent throughout a whole game, and they struggle. I mean, was there a sack? I don't know if there was a sack all night.
There wasn't a sack all night.
And both teams led the league in sacks and pressures. And you just saw it in Mahomes and Hurts were just able to either break, contain, or get up the field. And
both quarterbacks played amazingly. Hurts doing just an amazing performance besides the fumble. But then you have to look at Mahomes, who was injured at the end of the half. What is that like to come back onto the play in the game like that?
Well, it shows the heart he has. In the moment, the adrenaline's flowing, and all that's at stake there. Just got named MVP a couple days prior, and he obviously lives up to it. At the end of the day, the experience of Coach Reed in the Super Bowl, we were talking about, their offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. Those guys, the experience pays off there. In respect, obviously, he's the best quarterback in the league right now. I don't know about the talk about being the GOAT, but 2 out of the last 4, obviously he's on a roll.
Well, you can't say. I think Tom Brady still has the GOAT prowess. But speaking of being there before, Derrick McKinnon, he goes in at the end of the game. He starts running he has a touchdown, but he runs and puts his knee down on the 1-yard line. As a player, how hard is it to do that for the team and not do it for yourself, as you're in the Super Bowl, biggest game, and yet you still have to be a team member? How do you teach your players to do that?
Well, that game management, that game experience. I mean, I know for us, we have to do a lot of teaching of those moments and what you're supposed to do in those moments. So you try to talk about it. You talk about, hey, we need the clock to run. Make sure you see it at the end of games. You'll see running backs go down instead of running out of bounds. I think there was a few games earlier in the year, late in the season, that in the NFL that were affected by poor clock management. So having that, I don't know if I do that in high school because I can't trust my kicker as far as I can throw him when it comes to that stuff. But in the NFL, where although they did have a missed field goal earlier in the game.
Well, the missed field goal, do you think is because of the grass? Everybody was talking about how the grass was really choppy.
A lot of talk about that. The way they take the fields in and out of these stadiums, and it's not natural to that ground, to the elements to the outside. A lot of talk about that. But at the end of the day, both teams had to play on it.
If you guys are both coaches, what's a play that you would have changed?
Change in that game. I think at the end of the game there, as far as Eagles running the ball, they just really, they were going to stay with the run all the way through, and that's what their MO was. Maybe open up a little bit more.
Yeah, I thought they stopped running Hurts too.
Yep.
He had that fumble, and they came back and run a little quarterback power for him that just got him back going again. Their offense was predicated off running the ball, and I think they kind of gave up on that a little bit. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, and you hate to do that. Those guys get paid a lot of money to make those decisions.
I love how you guys. The more you talk about it, the more it seems like the Eagles should have won this game. And most of the commentators are saying Eagles had this. And when Travis Kelce was interviewed at the end, he's like, "You guys never talked about us. You always put your efforts on the Eagles. You should have never backed. You should have always backed us." How do you feel about that?
Well, he's a confident guy, and obviously those guys play with a lot of confidence. At the end of the day, I don't know, with a 10-point lead at halftime, the great teams finish that off. They should. It was the Super Bowl. There's a reason why Vegas had it 1.5 points or pretty even. So 2 evenly teams matched. At the end of the day, did the Dunham house win some money? Yes. Did I eat some good food? Shout out to the neighbors and all the good food we had yesterday. Klugos, Spencer's, Davison's, thank you.
You want any
Reds
shout
are
outs,
great.
Coach?
I did my own barbecuing, so hey, I'll
There
pat
it is.
myself on the back a little bit. No, it was a great game. You can't. I mean, that's what Super Bowls are supposed to be like. You hate to see blowouts.
Yeah.
Commercials are okay, but it was just a good football game, and
football
that's all I could really. That's as a fan, that's all I would want.
I like it. Commercials were pretty good too. I don't know. I like the Ben Affleck one.
Yeah, it was
Gotta
pretty
get
good.
my donkeys. Out there. Hey, to you guys, coaches, once again.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron.
Coach Dunham,
Appreciate it.
Coach
Thank you.
Pierucci,
Thank
appreciate
you.
you having
Thank
on.
you.
Go West High, go Shafter.
There you go.
And let's
We
talk.
play first week of the season.
Is it?
Next
You
year.
guys? Really?
Yeah. The last couple years we play. Yeah.
Well, okay. My prediction.
Here we go.
My prediction is going to be. We'll take weather forecast. Let's go over here, guys. Thanks for coming on. I can't say it. I'm not going to do it.